What's going on YouTube? How's it going? Today I have Dawson with me, and he got 3rd place at the Billings OTS Championship. Got the trophy. Sheesh.
It's better than nothing, so I'll take it.
Damn straight. Yeah. Awesome. Well, we're sort of running low on time at the shop, so let's just jump right into it.
I got 3rd place playing awesome. Punk Therion. So
sweet.
3 of the Xiamen.
Nice.
This is your main starter. You wanna. Sometimes you want to see it, sometimes you don't, but you just gotta play 3. The one Sharakusai actually never came up today, but it's just good to have as an option for the fusion stuff. Honestly, it just came up as an extra level 3 tuner body.
Okay.
And then the one Deer Net, you make it into Chaos Ruler, you get to summon, either go into Zombie Vampire or go into Hulk Lines with it. Okay. Very good. And then 3 Foxy. This is your 2nd best starter in my opinion. And then 3 of the Ogre Dance, 1 Collector's Rare, because no one in my town had a regular. I had to get a Collector's Rare.
Damn, that's right.
And this just searches your Xiamen. Sometimes you search a Deer Note to get the effect if you have extra stuff.
Okay.
And moving on to the Therions, 2 Regulus, playing 3 is way too bricky.
Okay.
And 2 is perfect. And 3 Borea. You don't want to see this in hand. You want to ideally mill this so you can trigger other Therions to special summon and then use it as the draw, the draw the search. And then 1 each of these guys.
Duke, Fumi, and
Duke and Foom and Bolt. These are so versatile in what they can do. The level 7s, being able to just make easy Baron lines with the punk stuff is good, but their effects are just versatile. Foom for going first as a bounce and interruption. Bull being a pop is super good, and Duke honestly just being a psychic means he's a lot more live than the other ones, so he's just a free level 8, and sometimes the protection effect comes up. Hand traps, 3 Ash, standard, it hits pretty much everything.
Yep.
Veiler, you can add it off Chaos Ruler, and being a level 1 is also very advantageous for Hulk Synchro plays, as well as Celine. 2 Crow main deck. This is because I felt like I needed more darks than the Ogre Dance.
Gotcha.
So playing 2 Crow was good, and Crow is just really clutch on a few moments. 1 Ogre, you play it, for me I played it as another E-Telly target, sometimes it's a hand trap if you just draw it. Sometimes you get an extra bounce off the amazing Punk Dragon with it, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
And then top it off with the Snow. You mill 9 a lot of the time, so it gives you something to do with
that's pretty nice.
your others, just your dead cards in grave. Spell traps, we're on to 3 disc. The field spell, the battle protection effect is so clutch, especially because you can also ram your stuff in, protect it, and send stuff.
Yep.
It's super good. And then 3 of the Foolish Burial. This card was so clutch because it made a lot of hands where I just had 1 Therion or so in my hand, just so live, just as a top deck. And of course, if you mill it, you can add back 1 of your Therions to go off from there. 1 charge, I never saw it because I sided it out every game, but
nice.
In theory it's an extra search target, and sometimes I draw 2, but... And then 3 E-Telly to tutor out your starters for free. Card should never have come back to 3.
Oh, this card's it's so good.
And then one of the MVPs of today, Talents.
3 talents.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was testing Gamma originally, and Gamma came up way less because I felt like I was getting Ash more when I had something.
Yep.
And Talents was able to just cover that so easily. The hand rip came really good today. Hand ripped an Ancient Warrior player and got his tanky, and he just couldn't play after that. The draw 2 come ups as well. It's just so versatile and really good for going even first or second because the steal effect came up a lot today.
Nice, nice.
And then when I was called by, you got to play it to stop hand traps, and I was tired of losing to Mystic Knight, so we made a Feather Duster.
That's fair. Got a main deck out to mine.
I mean, my main deck mine out to me sometimes is just my opponent because I can't deck out with the Argo system.
Oh yeah.
So sometimes I'm just waiting for my opponent to mine, but that's the main deck. It's 44.
Nice. Hit that extra deck up.
Extra. Started with the Synchros. And Punisher. Nice. This came up today against Sword Soul. He put me at 400 life points, and I made it.
Gosh.
We went to 11,100, and we swung into a monk for game.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's just really good to sometimes sit on it, especially if you can get it to a point where if your opponent were to crash it after the 2nd battle phase, they would die. So they couldn't lose life points to make it unaffected and then play. But it's still really strong. Amazing Punk, super good for just bouncing and follow-ups. Used the follow-up effect once to just get a little bit of extension because I didn't need the bounce. But the bounce is just super good for getting rid of problematic stuff, and sometimes you can make it a bounce 3 if you get Ogre, Short Kusai, and as Yamen Engrave.
Okay.
One Baron, German copy because I like the dark printing.
Fair.
Baron's just a solid card and really good to play.
Really good.
Hot Red, this is how you out things like Dark Ruler and Droplets with specific cards. But either way, it's an on-field negate, and if it survives, you get to Reborn a Tuner, which is so good in the battle phase. Chaos Roulette, this is the heart and the soul of the deck. Hot take, bannably strong card. Being able to mill 5 and add 1 as well as an extender is really strong. This is just the heart and soul of the deck. You mill 5 and you mill Therions, you have Therions in hand, you're feeling good. And then the Synchron for the Hulk plays, free draw and Synchro into either Baron. Sometimes you could go into Amazing Dragon to bounce cards. But that'll be it for the Synchros. No King Calamity, because I felt that cutting it made me a better player.
That's fair, understandable.
Xyz, Zombie Vampire. I usually don't go into this a lot, but game 1 is good to get the knowledge, and sometimes your mills are so bad you have to go into it. That either way, it's just really good for extension, and you can just reborn anything, which is really good. And then Hope Harbinger, Glubion, 100.
Love it.
100 was so good.
Love
Just
that
the fact that if you're in an open game state and they have like nothing, you could just make 2 level 8s, which is super easy in this deck, get a 9k beater, and swing for game.
Nice.
And of course, Hope Harbinger is Hope Harbinger. Links were on 1 Anima. This didn't come up as a steal. Well, it did a couple of times. My opponents just negated it. A lot of the times, this is just another material for access code, but sometimes the effect of normal summon a Veiler or a DD Crow on Anima to steal can come up if they don't play around it. Hulk for the synchro plays on my opponent's turn, the draw, everything. And then Selene access code because it's just 2 free for another way to get an easy OTK engine, or just break the board if you can't swing through it. And then the 1 Rising Carp for the Short Kusai, because Short Kusai didn't come up, it didn't make it, but a lot of times in like just online play or whatever, it'll come up. So I just like it to have as an option.
Sweet. Awesome. Let's check out that side deck real fast.
Sideboard, the worst card in the game is Gamma.
Gamma.
I saw Gamma, I sided in Gamma twice. I saw a Driver. I did not see Gamma. So these were just thrown in the side because I was main decking them and I didn't know what to put in at the time. But I'm just going to cut these. What did perform though was Droplets.
Yeah, that's how you beat me.
It won my game game 2 against Sword Soul today. It's just being able to chain it and being not able to respond to it is just so good.
Yep.
This deck does have a way to respond to Droplets, and I'll show it in the sideboard. 3 Twins though for back row. Just because like the discard can be a benefit if you hit a Therion and you have a Therion in hand.
Yep.
Then we're also on 3 Solemn Judgment. Ideally, I would have preferred anti-spells because that way you can just stop like Dark Ruler and things before they're allowed to. I just don't own anti-spells, but Judgment's just a good alternative. 1 Red Reboot. This actually won me my game against Sword Soul before the top cut.
Nice.
He set 3 traps and I had the Red Reboot, and that allowed me to just play through the game. And then the best card, Therion Stand Up.
Oh, wow.
This card actually came in super clutch. So this is a way to searchably have an out to things like Droplets and Dark Ruler.
Okay.
Because you can't respond with monster effects to those cards, but you can chain the trap and then chain your Hot Red to negate it. And the trap is also just an extender for that turn, so you can reborn a Regulus if you already used it. And the best part is, it's still live if you mill it. You just got to make sure you have a Therion on field and grave to be able to just chain it and to negate that stuff. I sided it a lot instead of the cross, and it definitely came up today and put in the work.
Sweet. Well, congrats, Dawson, on getting 3rd place.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Not salty that you beat me round 1, game 1, yeah.
I mean, you still did better me in the long run.
Ended up coming back, but
games.
congrats, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for watching, buddy. Catch you in the next one.